the news. Late last week, they worked on Fridays. The state Senate normally doesn't really do that, but they're working on that auto reform bill. State Representative Matt Hall, 63rd District Republican, is with us right now. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Tim.
You were with us not long ago. Said you liked the way it was looking, but had to go back and forth and get some final this and that. How do you feel about the final bill that is going to the governor's desk?
I feel great. We were able to work out a deal with the governor, the Republicans and the Democrats working together, and I'm not sure when and the last time I heard is that happened anywhere in the country, but we were able to do that here in Michigan, and I think we have a good plan that brings rate relief guaranteed to the people of Michigan.
What will it do for the people here listening right now in your district?
Starting next year, July 1st, 2020, there will be guaranteed rate reductions. That will last for 8 years. So there's 5 choices you can make. Right now you must take unlimited lifetime coverage. Now you'll have the choice of whether to take the unlimited, which will have a 10% reduction of what you pay now, all the way up to complete opt-out, which would be a 100% reduction. And that means if you have Medicare, you can completely opt out of auto no-fault personal injury protection. So you're not paying for it twice, once with health insurance and once with your auto insurance. Now you can use it under your Medicare. Also, unless you have a very high deductible plan, you can opt out with your private insurance too. So in that case, everyone in your house would have to have either auto insurance, personal injury protection, or Medicare, or some other kind of commercial health insurance. If everyone in your household has that and you don't have a $6,000 or more deductible, you can opt out. This is where Michiganders will see the greatest savings because they won't have to pay that personal injury protection anymore. They estimate half of your auto insurance premium is this personal injury protection. So those people will save half of that. That's a huge savings for the people of Michigan.
You had some concerns about ways that insurance companies would be able to adjust or set their rates. Does this bill address any of that?
It does. Right now, under Michigan law, insurance companies just file their rates, and that's the rates they get to charge. And we've seen those rates go up every single year to the point now where it's the highest in this country. This would force the state to approve those rates let me say that differently. This would force the insurance companies to have their rates approved before they can use it. So in this case, if an insurance company comes forward with a rate, that rate is not backed up by very sound data, or it's too high, the government will reject it. And that's how they're going to keep it in line. But for those first 8 years, you will see the rate reductions ranging, like I said, from 10% to 100%, with the 2 key ones here being $250,000 in coverage, which will have a 35% reduction, and $500,000, which will have a 20% reduction. So the reductions are not as much as they were under the Republican plan. And the reason for that is this plan compensates hospitals more. This will be 190% of Medicare. So it's a higher compensation for hospitals. And the reason for that is we don't want hospitals to go out of business. So they do need some compensation. And that was really what the Democrats were fighting for, was to increase the compensation for hospitals. But it's a fee schedule, which means they're capped at what they can charge. They can no longer gouge drivers with exorbitant, out-of-control billing. And so that's how we're going to save the people money, is we're cutting a lot of the costs out of the system.
Are you confident that the governor will sign this bill then?
She has agreed to sign it.
Okay. What does it do in terms of relief for Detroit area motorists versus the rest of us on this part of the state? I know there was a big concern. Detroit's rates were even higher than ours, and our big concern is as well, are we going to get theirs lowered at our expense?
This bill does include more language about these non-driving factors, which, you know, I know Jim Hodsma said was an important issue for him. And so as part of the compromise, you know, we had to put that stuff in there. But it allows the use of certain terms. Zip codes cannot be used, gender cannot be used, but there are other ways to get them in there. So they can use census tracts, they can use other geographical data, just not zip codes. So some of the Democrats were a little mad about that, and that's why some of the Detroit Democrats voted no. But we wanted there to be a balance where the most egregious things cannot be used, but some of those things have to be used because there simply is more risk when you live in a place like Detroit than there is here in Emmett Township. So we needed to find that balance. This is a balance that won't see our rates go up. As I said, we are going to get guaranteed rate reductions for the next 8 years. And I ran on this, and I'm grateful that we've delivered for the people of Michigan what we said we'd do, which is guaranteed lower auto insurance rates.
Onward and upward to the next thing, and we'll talk to you about that soon. State Representative Matt Hall, thanks for stopping in here Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Tim.